Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Nicholas, and today I'm going to introduce you to this new Dacia Sandero, the brand new model that just came out, completely restyled. We'll start by looking outside, then go inside to show you all the changes. And then we'll do a road test and see how it performs on the road. Let's go. So, let's get started. First, we have the keyless system, so we have the key here. Just like on Peugeot and other cars, we can already just turn on the headlights to find the car at night. Next, the trunk release and the open-close button. So what really changes, you can see it right away, is the style, which is much nicer and much more modern than the old Sandero. We have something much cuter than before. So Dacia really made an effort with the style of this car. Previously, Sandero was the base model and stepway was higher. Now Renault aims to distinguish Sandero from just entry-level and make Stepway the top model. We have two different models, but the Sandero is meant to be sold much more than before. In the front, as we can see. The first revolution is the LED headlight here, so it's not full LED. But we have this beautiful Y shape that's drawn with the headlights below, which use regular bulbs. The grille has also really been redesigned. We have the fog lights, and there's a new hood that's curved with beautiful lines on it. This grille, where we have the little chrome accents, really looks nice. So these little chrome accents are attached and are actually made to be a bit cheaper to produce. Otherwise, you can see that the car really looks wider than the previous model, and I think that's actually really nice. You can also notice that the antenna is no longer here, it's now at the back. And that's a nice little bonus because it definitely looks better at the back while we're at the front as well. A new Dacia feature includes front and rear parking sensors, plus a rear view camera at the back. Here we have the small radar for collision detection and emergency braking. The car has cruise control, but it's not adaptive. That's a brief overview of the front. We also have automatic headlights and automatic wipers, which are also a new feature for Dacia. On the side then, not necessarily a lot of new features, but the first thing that stands out is these handles that you can pull like this, and they feel much more high quality than before. On the side as well, it's been reworked, so the roof has been lowered a bit at the front and at the back. And that also helps with energy consumption, since there's a better coefficient of air penetration. At the back, there's something new. First of all, these headlights, which give this little Y shape that's split in the middle on this side, and the Sandero Dacia logo, and that's the back. As mentioned, the rear is more sloped for better aerodynamics. And the big new feature is that we no longer have the big button here. The trunk release button is now just below. And honestly, something that's really great is when you open it, look, from here, there you go. It's really super easy to open, and you can feel that the trunk is really light. That's good and practical for daily use. As for the engine options on this new Sandero, there will be 4 engines available. The first one is a gasoline engine with 65 horsepower. The second one is also gasoline with 90 horsepower. The third one is the 90 horsepower engine with an automatic transmission. And a final model with a combination of liquefied petroleum gas and gasoline, which will have 100 horsepower. Also available on the Sandero Stepway. Diesels are done. Dacia won't return to diesel due to economic reasons, because the regulations are much more expensive to comply with than all these small gasoline engines. The main advantage is these new engines will have much lower or even no penalties. So at the back of this new Sandero, we have a trunk volume of 328 liters, and you can fold down the rear seats with the benches in thirds. And under the floor, you'll also find a spare wheel, which is really very practical. While we're at the back, in the trunk, Dacia does a lot of clever little things. We have little hooks here to hang your shopping bags, and that will keep them from rolling around. And to be able to fold down the seats, you pull a little strap that's accessible either from the trunk here, you just pull on it. There you go. And the seats fold down in a 2/3, 1/3 split, and the second one. And now, that gives you enough space to move anyone. Did you hear that star entrance into the car? So first we arrive with the keyless, and when we get there, oh wow, it feels like we're at the movies. We get in the car and this little vibe just, ooh. So once you're settled inside this car, you can see that everything is new. Basically, there's nothing old. We really have a lot of good things. This is a nice trim level, so it includes a leather steering wheel. On the side, we have small armrests with fabric that's really pretty nice. And here, going around the dashboard, it's really nice. We have the mirror adjustment here on the left, the power windows with the driver's window having the one-touch function. Next, we have a dashboard with a screen in the center, which is in black and white, and it gives driving information, cruise control, and so on. So the cruise control, you can set it here to the left of the steering wheel. So you have either the speed limiter or the cruise control. On the right, you'll find controls for adjusting the screen with voice commands and scrolling through menus. We have the brand new air vents here, which are pretty nice. We have what's truly revolutionary in this new Sandero. It's this screen that's positioned much higher. It's easier than Dacia's previous, less intuitive and lower system. Here, it's placed higher up, with touch-sensitive buttons on the left side and a nice screen right here. Another new feature, honestly extraordinary. I don't know why all the other manufacturers don't think of it. It's this little phone holder here that you can also remove, of course, if it bothers you. But it's so convenient to have it there. Why did no one think of it before? Then, when we go a little lower, we have the climate controls, which are the same as on the Clio 5. So, in the center, the display is digital. You can adjust the climate, the air recirculation. Below that, we have the 12-volt socket. And to its right, there's a USB port to charge your phone directly. We also have a small USB cable that can connect right behind the phone here. So, you can buy yourself a really short one. It's very convenient and prevents a long cable from dangling in the cabin. A small storage compartment here. Next, the gearbox here with 6 speeds. We have the same gear knob as on the Renaults. That's what we call economies of scale. And it's actually quite nice. Revolution. Electric parking brake. It clears up this whole area from that big brake handle that doesn't serve any purpose these days. And we also have hill start assist on this car, which is a big plus. The small armrest here in fabric with a little storage compartment. It's not very deep on this side, but it'll be quite handy. It seems we have 21 liters of storage inside the cabin. Between what's on the sides and here, on my little left side right here, you can fit 2 bottles. So 2 small bottles like this, it's really convenient. Behind the steering wheel, there's a small control stick used to select music and other options, and the volume. As I was saying, we have automatic windshield wipers on this car, and we have automatic headlights, which are definitely a big plus and really bring a lot of modernity to this new Sandero. Inside, what we can also notice are the seats, which are much newer and look much more modern and, above all, much higher quality than the old ones. After driving a few kilometers with this car, they're quite comfortable. Well done, Dacia. We also have right here just below, air vents. So, something to activate the hazard lights. I'm going to let you hear what the turn signal sounds like. It's pleasant. You can turn the start and stop system on or off here. And we have a little eco mode button to save even more. So, in the back. Honestly, pretty comfortable. I have room for my knees. I have a little armrest here. My head doesn't touch. I have space for my feet. The center tunnel isn't very tall, which is good. I have my little 12-volt socket here if I want to plug in something to charge via USB or something else with a small adapter. We're pretty good. So what we can also notice right away is that the middle seatbelt is now on the bench. We don't have to look for it on the ceiling anymore. That's a really good thing. So, like we said in the back, you can adjust it either 2/3, 1/3. Let's see how the middle seat goes. Yeah, the bench is comfortable and my seatbelt will be right here. All set, buckling up. Perfect. No, I'm good. I've got space on both sides for my legs. And in the end, people on the sides will have space too. We have International Standards Organization FIX mounts on the right seat and the left seat. So they're pretty well hidden with the fabric that goes in. There's simplicity in both the front and back. especially when compared to the regular Sandero's price. So they've barely changed compared to the previous model. Just to give you an idea, the first access. It starts with the 65 horsepower engine at 8,690, just slightly more than the previous model. And for a comfort with the continuously variable transmission, so the automatic gearbox with the 90 horsepower engine, it will be 14,090 euros. So it's still really not expensive compared to the competitors. And these are cars that are still quite advanced and that still offer a lot of comfort. Thanks to the basic chassis platform and above all to the improvements. And above all on the outside, it really got a big upgrade. Now, we aren't dealing with truly low-cost cars, even though Dacia still comes to mind. That slightly cheap side, it's true that it's not expensive, but it really has made a nice improvement. And after trying it, I'm actually quite surprised, even though I've tested a lot of much more high-end and premium vehicles. For me, the Dacia brand is really no longer synonymous with low-cost and cheap cars. It's really a smart purchase. So here we are on board this new Dacia Sandero seatbelt. So the first thing we have is a new height adjustment system on the seat here. And this time we can also adjust the depth and height of the steering wheel. So that's new on this Sandero. So we no longer have the key. We have keyless entry, key in the pocket, foot on the brake, start engine, and there you go. It starts, so the engine starts. There you go. You can connect the phone via Bluetooth. Here, the phone is placed here on its new holder. So what I find really great is how well it's positioned. You can adjust it, there you go, either really towards me. Maybe it's a bit too much facing that way. Maybe a few more notches would have been great, but in any case, this is really magnificent, I love it, light. There, we turn it off, little sun visor here, nice little mirror, no light, no need. We're in a Dacia, that's not what we're asking from it. Handbrake. Electric, I deactivate it, so here, we're on a hill, I release it, hill start assist, big plus, and we're off. This car has a 6-speed gearbox. And really, shifting gears is super smooth. The clutch is really nice, and here, we're on cobblestones. Honestly, it was pretty comfortable. The steering is really smooth, honestly. It's super pleasant. The leather steering wheel is also very nice here. We're well positioned with a clear view around the car. So here, I don't have it, but there will also be a sunroof available as an option on this car, and it's also a new feature on this model. At low speed, the car handles well. It has a good turning radius, which will be useful in the city. That's where you'll find it quite a lot too. Very nice to drive on its first few laps. So, I'm discovering the vehicle at the same time as you. And honestly, already, the first thing that really makes me happy is this steering, which is super, super easy to handle. And now we've come to a dead stop at a traffic light. Start and stop. Pro Plus, even more energy saving. And we've activated Eco Mode for an even more economical drive. That little blinker sound is pretty nice. Let's see what the horn sounds like. Yeah, it's fine. A nice little sound. Funny, not very loud, but it fits the car well, so let's see how it does going uphill. Does it accelerate well? In third gear at 2,000 revolutions per minute. Let's check. Yes, 90 horsepower is plenty. We've got a bit of pickup. It gets going again. It's still a bit sluggish, though. It's not a sports car, of course. It's not super torquey, but it's enough. So, it's a small 3-cylinder with a little turbo. But when you put some load on the engine, you're going to hear quite a bit of turbo noise. Well, it's not super well soundproofed compared to this engine, but on the other hand, it's not that noisy since it's such a small engine. And that's actually pretty good. So, let's do a little acceleration test. You can hear the turbo, it's fun. Well, that's all right. It's actually going pretty well. We can shift to 6th. Another advantage, we've got the cruise control. There we go. The weather is, wow, it feels like we're lost in a cloud. It's really something on these little roads. What we can note is that, the suspension is actually pretty comfortable, which is a good thing in the corners. It's the same, so the car handles well. Shifting gears is really super smooth. Small speed bump, yeah, same thing. Even on speed bumps, it's really pleasant. The suspension has been well designed. It's a comfortable car. The quick change of direction, really nice. Another big speed bump. We go over it pretty quickly. Honestly, very good. This car is very well suspended. So let's try a little roundabout. Honestly, the car turns a lot. Come on, let's try a U-turn somewhere. As soon as we find a spot, let's really check out the turning radius. It looks pretty impressive. We'll try a little U-turn here. There's not a lot of space. Oh yeah, the turning radius. It's really super good. Wow, did you see that? A plane, that's funny. A plane on a trailer. So, we're going to be able to try a roundabout with a bit more dynamic driving. Honestly, we've got really good handling. This chassis, it's really not bad. Change of direction. No, it's okay. It handled the road pretty well. Let's try. So, we have a second roundabout. Here we go. Let's see how it goes. Here we go. We're making a U-turn, so pretty sharp. Honestly, a pleasant surprise. There's no understeer or oversteer, which is crucial. Let's go a bit faster. A bit of understeer, but it's still well managed and easy to control. Honestly, good. Well done. All right, so as we've gotten used to doing on the channel, we're going to try a little 0 to 100 with this new Sandero 90 horsepower. The car's global positioning system. All right, so it's very colorful. I don't really feel like I can find my way around very easily. I think I'd still choose to connect with my phone. And, all right. Google Maps are ways that we can use. So, what you need to know is that for the systems here, we have several options. We either have the entry-level version, so it will be the small box here where you can put your phone and connect via Bluetooth with, to connect with Waze and the apps, you'll need to download the DACIA app. Next, that's the first system with 2 speakers in the front doors. Then, we'll have another system that will include 4 speakers and 7 touchscreens. And then this one, the high-end model. The Media Nav features integrated navigation and 6 speakers. 2 front tweeters, 2 front speakers, and 2 rear speakers, which will ultimately be the best. Let's review some city maneuvers and try parallel parking. So, as I was saying, the steering is super easy. Here, we have a small spot to park. Reverse gear, here we go. You pull on the little, well, I don't know what the latch is called. We have the backup camera here that activates, so the camera isn't that bad. So, do we have any settings? So, we can adjust the color, the brightness, and the contrast. A little maneuver, let's go. That shows it pretty well. Here we go. So there, perfect. And we have, as we said, the sensors in the back. So they show me here green, green, a little less green. Here we go. And we also have sensors in the front. So if I move forward, they will alert me at some point. So it directly activates the front sensors. It's still pretty convenient, and we're glad to have it on this Dacia. All right, let's get on the on-ramp. Let's see if it works a bit. We managed to squeeze in. You still have to push the car pretty high in the revs, but we get there pretty quickly. And so now we're going to get ourselves to 110. And I set the cruise control back to 110 kilometers per hour. We're at 110. We have pretty good soundproofing, not too much wind noise inside the cabin. A little bit comes from here, but it's still pretty decent. So here we're at 110 in 6th gear. We're at 2,500 revolutions per minute, and my fuel consumption is also between 5 and 6 liters per 100 kilometers. Once at 130. So there's a bit more rolling noise, a little more noise inside the cabin with the sound of the wind. But in the end, it's still really quite acceptable. After this little test drive, in conclusion, this new Dacia Sandero is really great. It's really a car made for pragmatic people who truly want simplicity, and a car that's affordable with options. And it really brings a lot of modern features that we didn't necessarily have before. We have something more stylish, more modern, and I think this is going to be another bestseller from Dacia. Feel free to check it out. There's another video about the Dacia Sandero stepway that's coming out as well, with the difference between these models. The Dacia Sandero stepway is a slightly taller version built on the same base. All right, thank you. If you like this video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more reviews, and feel free to leave a comment. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer you.